Hi friends and fellow intuitive academics, my name is Shelly and I am an educator healer, and on this channel I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your life path and your academic journey if you happen to be on one. And we are soon approaching the summer solstice in 2024, and which also happens to be the strawberry full moon at the same time. And so I just kind of felt inspired to pull out relevant cards from the Sacred Medicine Oracle deck and have those lead our piles along with these crystals. So if you feel like you're being drawn already to one or the other, then you can go ahead. This will be like reading 1, 2, and 3. But if you want to stay on for a bit, I'm going to first do a general reading, pulling from all of these cards together. I don't really know what might come in. I don't really know what inspired me to suddenly draw these cards together. But I'm really curious to hear from our collective guides and spirit guidance about what is coming through at this time. Feels really exciting. Not sure why, but maybe we'll get some messages ahead. But if you're not interested in that, go ahead and skip to reading 1, 2, or 3. So just intuitively reading this before I get to the guidebook, I was drawn first to the numbers. So this is 22, and 2s represent partnership and collaboration, working together. And 4 is here representing stability. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. And I take that, it can be seen as like change and shift, but I take it here as growth. So what's coming through in the first message is there's a lot of like goodness around partnerships and building stability and growing in some way. So I mean, that can resonate however it needs to in your own life, and also however you want it to. You're kind of the director here. So I mean, it could be that you take a commitment to the next level, or you just form commitment with a partnership to build that stability, those foundations. Or it could be that you walk away from a destructive partnership to build that stability for yourself. And whatever you choose, wherever you go, there is important growth that happens after this. So the summer solstice is a key time for, I just feel this like really healing energy, especially with the deer coming in here. The deer is a very like healing, energetic, healing, empathic type of animal. So I feel this like getting in touch with your sensitive side, getting in tune with yourself and your guidance, and like being steered by it. I'm seeing the image of, I don't know if deers actually do this, but you know how some animals can actually sense like magnetic north or something like that? I'm just feeling like this image of the deer being guided by being very sensitive to like energy shifts like a magnetic north, and being able to follow that. And I feel like that's happening for all of us right now. Heightened sensitivity, being able to like tap in to those currents that are all around us, but we're not always sensitive to. The sun and the full moon is also speaking to me about clarity. It reminds me of the moon card, where the subconscious is pretty important in bringing forth clarity. Yeah, something with these two cards especially, digging up something, unearthing something beautiful about yourself or about your partnership or about your desires for love. There's something that's going to be coming up, and it's going to be like a gem, and it'll just really, that's the thing that will illuminate the path forward for you in terms of love, whether that's self-love or love in a family or love in a partnership. Any kind of love, you're finding a way to heal something that was buried and like connect to that love better. So we have like a kind of still waters here with the lake, and we have running waters here with the river. And I feel like this sets things in motion after the summer solstice, that you're traveling on your way to a beautiful destination. It's kind of like it gives you the battery or the fuel for going on this next stage. You're very optimistic, very hopeful, going out into the unknown. And I just noticed there are a little patch of strawberries here rounding out our journey, from still water and strawberries to running water and strawberries, from the moon to the sun. And that's beautiful. So I don't think I'm going to read the descriptions of the cards yet. I'll leave that for the individual readings. So whatever pile or piles you're drawn to, I will see you next in those readings. Hi, reading one. So you are drawn to number 22, Strawberry Love card, as well as this circular green stone. And I'm going to flip it over and tell you now that it's the heart chakra symbol, because I am going to do the honor of this card by reading the full description. And I was amazed to find that the heart is mentioned very much. And actually, I didn't plan on matching this card with the heart chakra. I had laid out the crystals first. I was gonna pull from a different deck, and suddenly I just pulled any cards to do with like strawberry. Strawberry was actually the card that I realized that I wanted to pull from the Sacred Medicine Oracle, and then I realized there was a full moon and a summer solstice card too. So yours really the card that started it all. But I'm just like amazed that it is the heart chakra crystal as well. So very much heart-centered and healing in this reading. So I'm going to read you the full description, because I think there's really going to be a message here for you. This delicious red berry is calling you into a healing space for your heart. Traditionally, we call the strawberry the heart berry due to its shape and healing qualities. This medicine invites you into the eternal flow of love, reminding you that love is not conditional. You are worthy of receiving it always. Where does love need to flow? Where have you been pushing it away or blocking it from entering your space? Are there aspects of your heart that feel broken, parts that need tending to? Perhaps it's the current state of the world that is causing heartache for you. Strawberry reminds us that in order for change to happen, we must break open like buds on a vine. Let the pain flow. Allow yourself to feel it rise so it can release. You are being asked to bring consciousness to your heart space at this time. As you focus your awareness, strawberry will amplify the flow of nourishing divine love. With an open heart, you can carry love's frequency more effortlessly. Allow the vibration of love to flow in reciprocal ways, balancing out the giving and receiving. Strawberry calls us to step into this beautiful harmony, and today you are asked to soak it all up. I'll read you the sacred ceremony next. This is something that you can like visualize or practice on your own. A grandmother spirit hands you a sweet, ripe strawberry to eat. It is filled with nourishment and unconditional love. As it moves down your body, it invites you into softening and tenderness. Healing energy seals up any wounds that you are carrying. She places her hands over your heart, helping to regulate your heartbeat and calm your nervous system. You are loved and whole. Your heart is healing. And the healing affirmation is, as I welcome the vibration of love into my being, I glow with healed heart medicine. So that's so lovely, so beautiful. And I love that the sacred ceremony called in a grandmother spirit. I feel like that's so precious. So I feel like let's get started on your reading and see what messages are coming for you at the summer solstice. Ooh, all of these are coming out. I'll definitely get a tarot reading in here too. yeah, it's really just open. Like, what is the summer solstice bringing to you, particularly in timing for the next 6 months until we reach the winter solstice? Yeah, what's the gift there for you? So you have the bear and cedar leadership with number 4. Um, yeah, 4 is coming in with 2 plus 2 reducing to, or coming, adding up into 4, an important number for you. So building the foundations through healing your heart is important. Number 20, the caiman and poppy dreams. Number 24, the marten and foxglove mischief. Number 27, the fox and ivy adaptability. And number 31, the turtle and coriander satisfaction. So to me, this is very much looking like the arc of a storyline. The basic bare bones are that you are taking leadership over some dream that you have, taking ownership over it, and taking the first steps to lead yourself in the direction of your dreams. Something happens, some mischief happens, and we can maybe read this as like misfortune, but something kind of gets in the way, but you become adaptable and you learn how to navigate around that obstacle, and you're successful and satisfied in the end. So it feels like almost like a storyline template the way I'm reading this. It still feels very open and empty, and I'm not seeing like what's the theme going in here, but we did talk a lot about love here, but I feel like this love, whatever love is happening, say in your personal and social life, relationships, it's translating onto, I feel like this is like literally like following your dreams for a career, or like a creative pursuit, something like that. Something that is like, people say like, well, what is your dream? And this is it. This is the dream that you want to follow. So I'm just going to leave it there because I'm not seeing much more. And I think it's supposed to be a little bit open for the tarot cards to come in and fill in the blanks. So what is our full message for reading 1? What can we know to continue filling in the blanks here? And how does the Strawberry Moon Summer Solstice love card figure in? Seven of Cups, Ace of Wands in reverse, the Chariot, 9 of Wands in reverse, and the Moon. So it's so interesting that the Moon came up here, and I was almost going to say it when the 4 came here, but now I'm sure with the Moon that if you were drawn to the second pile, the full spirit Moon, then this would definitely be your sign to check out your message there. If not, then like no worries. But for those who were drawn, there's something there for you. But I'm seeing these cards line up together with the Oracle cards. So you definitely have a lot of options on the table, and you're kind of trying to decide what's right for you. And I feel like this is the moment where you decide to claim your dream and pursue your dream. After a healed heart, after you, I feel like you don't feel, there's 2 things. You don't feel worthy of this dream because of your broken heart. And you don't feel like you're allowed to follow this dream. And I'm feeling this is because of like family expectations. And so that's telling me like where the healing is going to be happening for you in your heart space. There's something with family wounds and societal wounds telling you you're not worthy of this dream and that you should be doing something else. You're expected to be doing something else. So you're kind of sifting through all that, sorting it out, organizing it for yourself, and then at the point that you really figure things out and start healing, that's when you go back to this dream. And because the Ace of Wands is reversed, that's why I'm reading it this way. I feel like this is a dream that you've had to push off to the side. You've had this dream for a while, but you never actually claimed it. And that's what makes this so exciting, because with your healed heart, you are now able to claim the dream that you hold dear to yourself. And I'm just like, that in itself is such a milestone. I'm just celebrating you for claiming your dream. And then with the Chariot, it's like a pathway, and this is where the mischief happens. So, I mean, with any journey, there's going to be twists and turns, but they're often there to like help you grow. And that's what I really felt with the adaptability card here, is that you learn to adapt to the obstacles, and it helps you grow in some way, some necessary way, to get to the end point here. And with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it's kind of like you're bracing for the worst, but it's actually gonna be a lot easier than you expect. It's because you're a lot stronger than you expect. Do you see the text here says, it would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. That's definitely what I'm feeling from this, is that like the obstacles are no match for you. You've just been through a lot already. You can manage it fine, and you're just getting through it to the point of satisfaction, which is not being revealed to you right now. It's being left as like a juicy mystery, or like it's like a wrapped present under the Christmas tree if you celebrate Christmas, and you're just like kind of it. You know it's going to be good and it's something you want, but it's not, you're not going to get to see it yet until it's the right timing. So I'm really excited for you. And I really feel like this could be like a creative project you're working on, some kind of music or art. And I did feel very strongly one example of someone who dreams of making a film, and I kind of tapped into your energy more to kind of read how this was playing out. So if you're that person who is wanting to make a film, I'm sure actually there's more than one person, then this is definitely your encouragement and your go ahead that you're absolutely worthy of this. Maybe you don't feel it yet, but that's why your first step is to focus on your own healing, paying attention during the summer solstice. I think it's really going to come to light, paying attention to what hurts and just staying still long enough to question why that hurts. Like the book said, letting things surface so that you can understand them and then release them. It's really just that process that you need to do right now. Just let it come up and hold space for it, and then let it release. And that's all you need to do with your heart space. Just giving yourself that loving attention, that loving connection, and it's going to change your whole world in the way that I think that you've always thought that it was going to be for you. And yeah, now you're going to see something tangible going that direction. Let's pull a couple more cards. You have a lot of animals here already. What else do I have? Okay, so I want to give you like a guardian dog to send you on your way. So you're getting the Bernese Mountain Dog, gracious, strong, and grounded. So you can just kind of consider this as your protective energy with you on this journey that you're taking. And remember that these are the key qualities that you have that will get you through this journey: gracious, strong, and grounded. And I want to get one of these. It's kind of like helpful as like a life path message. Called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. So it could be that you've been feeling the tugs of this calling for some time now, and it's getting really difficult to ignore. I just want to see if there might be a couple of important sentences that come through the description. You came to Earth with a double mission: to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. By the way, you got number 44 here, so like those fours really keep showing up. If you wanted to see that second reading, you're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. You're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, or all three, I think. This card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap, and consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. So this is called a starseed activation. It's kind of like something you can tell to yourself. I'm going to read it for you. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now, without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. So yeah, this is like confirmation of your calling, and also this sentence about bringing about a shift in consciousness, that's really ringing true for especially like a creative kind of project or vision that you have. I kind of feel like you might be getting like downloads of this like thing that you have to create, or this vision that you have to share with people, and there's a reason for it. And I want to say, like, it's not really going to stop until you actually do it. So it's really nudging you down this pathway. You have that extra nudge with you. But again, it's also about your own healing, your soul growth. And so that is like the key moment to remember right here. I kind of want to just pull one last tarot card to put on our call. There's something about that empty portal that's like it needs a tarot card. Oh, the Magician, so cool. So and then this other one sticking out was the Star. So that is the dream card, manifesting your dream, and you have all the tools to do this. Yeah, it's kind of like it's so loud in your reading. I kind of feel like you've been getting all the signs all along very loudly as well. So just pay attention to that, connect with that, because like it's really guiding you in the right direction. You're already on the right direction. This is all going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what you come up with maybe someday in the world. And I'm wishing you so much love on that journey, hoping you continue to work with love as well. If you're drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I'll see you in that reading. If not, I'll see you next time, and thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes. Hi, reading 2. So your emphasis here with the full moon, full strawberry moon, and summer solstice reading is on that full moon. So you were drawn to this full spirit moon shine card, number 4. And I want to start off the reading by reading you the whole description of this, because this is really anchoring your entire message, and then we'll get more details from there. So it says, full spirit moon, shine. What needs to be released so that you can shine as bright as the full moon? In Grandmother Moon's fullest expression, we are blessed with a light that is unapologetic and bold. Your precious essence is being called forward to match this energy. While we all go through seasons where our light dims and we feel small, this card shines forward to clear that away. What self-deprecating voices need to be released from your heart? What beliefs from your soul? As you step into the beauty of the expansive moonlight, you are pure illumination and potential. If you have felt shy in the past to radiate in your fullness, remember that you are enough and there is space in the world for you. You belong. Allow the tides of your inner waters to be pulled by this full spirit moon, for you have walked the path of becoming, and you can no longer deny your spark. Claim your magnetic essence, reveal your truth, and be. This is beautiful. So what really stood out to me is this one question that says, what beliefs from your soul? So it's part of the set. What self-deprecating voices need to be released from your heart? And then what beliefs from your soul? And so that second question made me really feel that we're talking about soul beliefs, meaning something that you've carried through from previous lifetimes. And with the full moon and the light and the water, it made me also feel like this is a beautiful moment for you to kind of dissolve those beliefs. Let them just become purified and leave them in the past lives where they belong, and kind of free yourself so that you can shine brighter. So there's some kind of beliefs in your soul that carry some kind of anchor in you. It's holding you back in some way, and the word truth is standing out to me. It's like not letting you reveal your truth. It's telling you a lie about yourself in some way. I want to read you the sacred ceremony because you might actually want to try this in the healing affirmation. So the sacred ceremony says, the light of the full spirit moon begins to glow in your heart, and there is a blast of bright energy in the center of your body. It pours into all your cells, tissues, and organs. Powerful waves are initiated in your sacred waters to stir up all that needs to go. This will be released in your dreams tonight. Drink lots of water infused with this light source. Place your healing hands over each cup that you drink to activate it. Walk fearlessly and with courage as you radiate your fullest potential. That's amazing. It makes me think of like Reiki healing energy, and that might be something you might want to look into to receive that healing energy from a practitioner, and maybe even study it for yourself, since it looks like you will be filling yourself up with the light of the full moon. And the healing affirmation says, it is safe to take up space. I stand audaciously and own my own luminosity. Beautiful. So I felt like I wanted to start with these cards to start filling out your reading. So we'll just see what messages come through and see if there's like expansion on the topic we already said, or if it's going in a new direction entirely. We can keep open to that. I think I want to get like maybe 5 cards. Oh yeah, there's our 5. So we're starting with woman, number 29, child, number 13, letter, number 27, book, number 26, and ring, number 25. So it's obvious to me that you have a story to tell. You have a story that's going to bring light into other people in some way. And I think this is a story that comes from childhood, or it is about childhood, or it's a children's story. And I see you writing diligently, it turning into its fruition into a book. And this is all like essentially handmade. It's by your own hand. The hand is really standing out to me here, but the ring is also about commitment. So I see you very committed to producing this and to seeing this into its full fruition into the world. So that's really exciting. I feel like I wanted to do these next. Maybe get like 3 animals from here, I think. One. Two and 3. So you have devotion, very similar to the commitment, right? Devoting yourself to this work, the sheep and blackberry, number 5. Productivity, working hard, number 26. The bee and pomegranate. And then bashfulness, number 28. The possum and peony. The peony actually draws me to this deck because there's actually a peony card in here. I don't know necessarily that it's for you to get the peony card, we'll see, but I think it's calling me to that deck for sure to bring in that message. So yeah, you're devoted to this work. You're absolutely productive at this time, and with the pomegranate, you are keyed into your intuition. It's like you're in the flow, really. Especially like if you keep like taking care of yourself as you're being suggested, I feel like you're kind of doing this already. Just tuning in with the moon cycles. It's like a tuning fork for you, like tuning into your guidance, and it's really helping you get into that productivity flow because the pomegranate represents intuition, intuitive knowing. And then with the possum and peony, bashfulness. There's something different coming in here. I'm not quite sure yet what that is. I want to get the description and see if there's like a word that stands out. Oh, so it says here, you may wish to hide away from the world while periods of solitude are necessary and helpful. Be sure your retreat isn't driven by fear. So there's a delicate balance here for you to allow yourself to take care of yourself energetically and shield yourself from the energies of the world, but also to not let it be taken so far that you're really isolating and kind of hurting yourself energetically in that way too, by keeping apart from the nourishing energies of other people. I mean, that's definitely something that can come about if you're in deep focus with writing this thing. I really get the sense, I have to say, that you have some opportunity come up to have some isolated time to yourself to really concentrate and get this thing written and get in the zone, immerse yourself in the world of writing this book. If you're not resonating with the book, you're like creating some kind of, it's like you're creating. So you might be creating content, you might be creating art, you might be creating music. It's something where you get into the flow and you kind of immerse yourself in the creative process. The message would be the same for each, that just keep yourself in balance in that energy of being in the flow, which can, like, it's almost like being in the ocean, in the tide. If you're not careful, it can drift you out away from the shore. It's just like paying attention that you're enjoying the flow, you're enjoying the motion of the waves, but you're not allowing yourself to be drawn out to where humans shouldn't be. They can't survive, basically. So let's see what message comes in with this one. I'll do like a full round. Make sure. Okay, I think it's this. The Seven Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life Expression. Amazing. Let me just look up that meaning. There are new creations that want to be born, beauty that's yearning to be woven, new consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness, and do your bit in weaving the web of life. Oh, it draws me back to the hand and being like a weaver of something, weaver of consciousness, weaver of light. And I just realized if you're drawn to this channel or this reading because you're in academia, that you're a student, or working on some kind of research, this could definitely be research that you're working on, and you also get into that flow of weaving that new consciousness, that new way of knowing. This is the card of the artist and the midwife. Ooh, you're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition come from the same sacred place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Yeah, flowing in the flow. Earth is renowned as a planet of manifestation and creativity. And yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet to be human is to be creative. Creativity is part of your true nature. Perhaps you're being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a new business or a book. Oh, it could be a new business too. Or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in the way you cook. Oh, it could even be very local for you too. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to express yourself through creativity, to surrender to the creative projects that both scare and excite you, to find a way to weave beauty back into everyday life. For where there's creativity, spirit and soul are present, and the world needs those qualities now more than ever. Beautiful. What new creations are you being called to birth? That gave me some kind of image. Actually, I got like a flash image of someone working in like a preschool, and the way that you weave this beauty, this creativity, this spirit and soul into earth is through your storytelling to the children at the preschool. And so like, don't discount any of that creative work that you're doing. It's full of spirit and soul. You're bringing that into earth, into other people. Or if it's the way you cook, or I feel like also like if you like sing while you cook or something like that, or you like sing to the children, like that's another way of doing this. And honestly, like whatever fills you with joy, fills your heart, that's the thing you should be doing. And I love that this message is coming in. It's like, it's not all about like producing something and mass distributing it and becoming well known. It's also about like the little everyday things you do to keep weaving this tapestry of life together. And the benefit for you is always going to be like the resonance in your soul. You're just going to feel the joy when you're doing this. So finally, let's get your tarot cards. So what message do we have for reading 2 at the Strawberry Moon and the Summer Solstice happening now? anything they can know to open up their creativity, expand in that way that they're hoping to. Wow. I guess that was meant to be. Let's get your messages. So you have the Hermit. Well, talk about like isolation and concentration, and that's really the Hermit card happening right there. It says even here, solitary witch. So just remember your advice with the bashfulness to keep it in balance, but you're definitely entering this Hermit period so that you can create. Oh, Four of Swords in reverse. I actually read this as it's actually going to energetically take a lot out of you, not in like a terrible way, but in a way that you need to be conscious of replenishing your energy routinely. So make sure you build in a lot of time for rest as you're doing this. Seven of Wands. There's a bit of you kind of like defending your need to do this, defending the craft of what you're doing, defending the perspective that it ends up showing in the world. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's almost an expected thing that you might end up saying something that not everyone will agree with, or expressing something not everyone will agree with. Ten of Wands. Nine of Pentacles, and this last card wanted to jump out too. The Sun in reverse. You're going to be working hard on this, long and hard, but you have the stamina and the focus to do this, and you're going to get there in the end. If you've already started working on this, this is your sign that you're really there. You're really almost done. And this is going to give you the financial independence, the material sense of satisfaction that you've been hoping it would. It'll absolutely do that. And I don't know why this suddenly gave me the vibes of like a bookshop or like a book launch. So yeah, some of you really are writing that book that you have in mind. And with the Sun in reverse, do you see the figure's kind of like hiding behind the flower? That's how I'm reading the Sun in reverse. It's kind of like a really internal sun. And I love that you're ending with the Sun, and we started with the full spirit moon, which is all about drawing in the light. And it's like you've done that. You've dissolved that soul belief that was holding you down. Honestly, from like past lives. Like, so it could be something like, oh, you know, like people like us aren't meant to do stuff like this. Stuff that's like really outdated and like times have changed. There's something like that still kind of stuck in your soul, like a thorn. That can really dissolve now with the full spirit moon if you just embrace the healing. You don't have to know exactly what it is, but just knowing that you want to heal and embracing the healing energy will do it. And then you end up with the Sun. Like you keep growing that light, and that light is internal to you. Like it was saying here, you're full of luminosity. And this is an incredible journey. And not only are you producing something material in the world that shares light in a material way, it's almost like the pipelines to share this light that you have, but your internal light is like self-generating, and it's so healthy right now, I want to say. Yeah, so that's all great, and I'm wishing you the best on that journey, and I'm hoping you continue to work with love as well as you go through it. And if you were drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I will see you in that reading. And before you go, if you can give me any likes, shares, or subscribes, I'd really appreciate it. And thanks always for sharing your energy in these readings. I'll see you next time. Hi, reading 3. So you're drawn to this number 32 summer solstice card, Dear, and it says nourish. and give you a good look at that. And I wanted to start off the reading by reading the description and honoring that original intention of the card before I start into the tarot and the intuitive read part of it. So it says, a time of nourishment, growth, and blossoming. You are shining in your glory with the season of summer all around. The seeds you have planted are now sprouting in great abundance, and you are asked to tend to them with intention and care. Your dreams have come to fruition, and the medicine of this card asks you to celebrate how your hard work has paid off. Deer moves into your sacred space, reminding you that self-care is especially important at this time. With your visions moving into reality, there is much to do, and the spirit animal is here to make sure you are caring for your body, mind, and spirit during your busy cycle. There is much sweetness blessing you, and you are asked to soak it all in as you see what you have created. Take some time to reflect on what is in alignment and contributing to your success, and let go of the rest, for your energy is a precious, limited resource. Move into the glow of the summer sun and take up your space in the spotlight. And so the sacred ceremony is something practical you might want to try doing at this time of the solstice. So it says, during our summer solstice ceremonies, we share a bowl of strawberries, which bring gentle nectar to our hearts and spirits, reminding us to soften into self-acceptance. Dear Spirit comes before you today and nuzzles your cheek. They have a strawberry in their mouth, and they offer it to you. You place it upon your heart, and Grandfather Sun shines brightly upon you, the warmth and light illuminating your presence. And the healing affirmation says, I celebrate my success and the forward movement of my dreams. I care for myself deeply as I pour my light into the world. Beautiful. So this being the third reading, I have the benefit of knowing what happened in the other two readings and similar themes about sharing light, sharing your light into the world, contributing into that like collectivity of light has been coming through. And of course, like the strawberries came up in the first reading. It makes me think of I grew up in California, and there's strawberry fields near where my grandma lived, and you can even like pick your own strawberries. And there were some times where the strawberries were so fresh and ripe, it felt like we were eating the sun in some way. I don't know how to explain it, but it just felt like you can taste all the particles that went into making that strawberry, which included water, and the earth, but also the sun. There's just some way that you could taste it. And yeah, I just feel like that's coming through now as some kind of material way that you're experiencing something otherworldly, something immaterial. So you might be experiencing spirit in some kind of very material way. Physically, in your sensations, just something new, something heightened in your sensitivity, and it's like a beautiful magical experience. The other thing that came through in the other readings is that both of the other readings mentioned a grandmother, and this one mentions a grandfather. So like grandparent energy is coming through here, ancestor energy, but specifically like the grandparent level, like the wise older ones that are contemporaneous with you in your lifetime. That's coming in as important across all three readings. So you might want to actually, like in your own ways, if you have a grandparent in the physical or in a grandparent in the spiritual side, connecting with them at this time, I think would bring in some key comfort. It would give you some, I want to say closure is kind of like giving you some kind of sense of completion for something. I think their acknowledgement is going to help you relax, celebrate yourself, and like let go of the things that you don't need to carry anymore. So that's so wonderful. That's a beautiful, just like simple way to celebrate how far you've come. So with you, I want to start with your tarot cards actually. So what can our pile crew know at the summer solstice? What are some messages that are going to serve them at this time, and in particular as they look ahead to the next 6 months in front of them? Anything that they would benefit from getting a peek at, or any knowledge to be shared. There's an interesting break happening here, so I want to actually take all of these cards, and then I'll break there, and then see if we need more cards. So Chariot in reverse, the Ace of Wands, Justice in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I realized that I flipped that one. It was kind of automatic, so I'm just gonna keep it that way. It's automatic without my thinking, so sometimes that happens for a reason. So you have two major arcana here in the reverse, and it's kind of telling me that like something's brewing, something to do with path alignment and balancing the scales of justice or speaking your truth. And it's like you've gotten some idea. You've gotten the spark of an idea. You have an inner light that's starting to grow at this time. And it's going to result in you taking a very material path, bringing this into the world in some material way. I want to get an oracle card to put here to get guidance on that. And I want to get one of these Woodland Warden cards. Maybe two. So you have the Antelope and Wheat, Nourishment, number 14, and Success, number 7, the Chipmunk and Laurel. So I see what you are making as very nourishing for people in some way. So it could be like nourishing to the heart, nourishing to the soul, nourishing to the brain. These are the things that I'm feeling, and it has to do with bringing some truth to light, and you're the one that can catalyze this forward. You're the one that has the inspiration, and it's also part of your life path. And if you don't know what this is yet, I feel like some of you, like maybe half of you, don't know what this is yet. The other half already have had the stirrings of inspiration hit them. Don't worry, because it's coming to you. But I do want to pull like another card. Like my intuition is pulling me everywhere right now. So I do want to pull another card for clarification. It's pulling me to both these decks. So I'm going to pull one from this, and then one from the purple deck. The Six of Wands. This is another success, like a victory card. Huh. What is this idea? What is this pursuit about with the Page of Pentacles? Knight of Cups in reverse. Something about protecting your heart is what I'm feeling. And empowering people. So I feel like you're writing, or you're saying some truth, or you're configuring some kind of understanding in some way for others about relationships and love, and possibly like the pitfalls, like the traps that can happen with that, and how to empower yourself to kind of navigate those or steer clear of them. This image is making me think of the show, what was it called again? What Not to Wear or something like that. One of these shows from like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, where this fashion kind of pair would take just like average people who had kind of like given up on their appearance and like help them learn how to like just dress for who they are as they are, and like love and accept that. Like it's kind of like that, but you're doing that with like relationships. So it's like you're teaching people how to meet themselves where they're at in terms of relationships, instead of aspiring into some kind of ideal relationship that's been marketed to them. And like it's almost like helping them to learn their relationship type, what would work for them. I mean, that would be a great mystery to unravel. So yeah, hoping that you share that product with me afterwards. Yeah, I mean, this can manifest in so many different ways. I mean, there's someone here holding a phone, so it could be like coming through in social media content creation, or film, video, kind of like an advice channel, something like that. I don't know, but you have the key truth to something. You've been inspired on how to convey it. You're going to build something materially around this. It's empowering people. It's nourishing for people. It's successful. So this is so great. I mean, this card was all about celebrating where you're at, the milestones you've hit, but it looks like there's still much more to come. You're still walking this path. So I want to ask here a little bit about like how to take care of yourself. Definitely want to get that in the mix. But I think this is going to probably speak to both from this deck. So this is, oh, the Courageous Peony. I was waiting for this card to come up in reading 2. So if you're drawn to reading 2, the peony became a point of conversation. But if not, no worries. The Courageous Peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. That's what I was talking about, like self-acceptance. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same, but I think, like what I said, you're being called to explain to others how to do this as well. It's time to open yourself up to being seen, time to share your incredible, multifaceted, true nature with the world around you, to uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering, to own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The Courageous Peony is here to remind you that it's safe to embody all of who you truly are. It's safe to share your voice about this truth. Yeah. Oh, we're safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day, it does become easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you, and experiences you've been longing for arrive at your feet. Total success, total victory with this. How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? Yeah, with the smartphone here and social media, that's really coming through as like showing yourself to the world in some visual way, it seems like. That's really, if you needed that kind of confirmation, that's definitely coming through there. So I just want to fill up we can fit 4 or so of these cards with some final advice. Let's see what comes in here. One more. Ooh, that was a tricky one. Okay, so you have kind koala, mindfulness, relaxation, self-care. Oh, right. I asked how you can care for yourself at this time because it looks like you're still busy working and doing a lot of great work. So here you go. Do some mindfulness and make sure you relax and take self-care. It says, sweet spirit dozing in the trees, remove my tension and let me be free. I feel like this is calling you to embrace that koala energy. Like koalas sleep a lot, right? So, whatever you feel, whenever you feel like sleeping, I think this is just simply the message. Just sleep. Make that a priority. Don't try to force this work. This work will happen anyways. So don't sacrifice your sleep over that. Sassy skunk, effectiveness, passivity, prudence, carefree critter of the woods, grab the attention of all those around. The word passivity is standing out to me. So it's kind of like you stand out, you're attracting the business to you. Like passive income kind of thing too. So you can think of it that way to protect your energy. Think of the more like passive avenues of income, and also that this thing you do will generate a passive, just like a passive sort of need for works to like maintain the flow, but you don't have to like be there like busting your energy 10 hours a day. Find ways to, I guess, work smarter, not harder, like more efficient, because that's all you really need to just keep the wheel turning. Frolicking fox, cleverness, deduction, perseverance, playful trickster of the forest, grant me the gifts of speed and stealth. Yeah, the word standing out here is deduction. So eliminating the extra work, the excess work, the frivolous work, I guess, what's the word? The work that doesn't really need to be done. Like there are some things that you could probably hand off to someone else, pay someone else to do, like data entry, something like that, whatever you're working on. Like if you're doing videos, like you can hire people to edit the videos. Something that takes the actual work off your plate is a way to take care of yourself. Because again, remember, it's not just what you're building here. It's also about protecting you at the same time, protecting your energy. So that is equally as important of a goal here, spiritually on your life path, as creating this thing. Prosperous pig, regeneration, good luck, abundance, sacred symbol of fortune and fertility. Bless me with opportunity for prosperity. So, I mean, and the strawberries are back here too. So, like, you have the love, you have the abundance, you have the admiration, you're just basking in it. This thing is taking off. It's making me think of like when pigs fly. Like maybe someone said that to you and didn't believe in you. Like, well, the pigs are flying. This is amazing. You have so many success cards. And so I think if you're feeling hesitant to show yourself and start this thing, like I think that's why you have so many success cards here, to just give you that extra fortitude to actually do this. I mean, the summer solstice card was also a success card. It's reaching the pinnacle of like the sun's appearance in the northern hemisphere. It was talking about taking stock of your success and celebrating it. And there's more success to come. I feel like there's something to do with the solstice cycles that you can kind of work by. So maybe there's a lot that got you to this point, and you can start to like, take on that passive wheel, start to put systems in place that things passively run without you needing to be there all the time. As we go into the winter solstice, there's a bit of like a hibernation period, and then you ramp up again and you'll hit another milestone next summer solstice. And then regeneration really stood out to me here as your advice for taking care of yourself. Things figuring out ways things can regenerate on their own. So I don't know if you can harness any technology, any kind of like AI or something. Something that's coming to mind is something I do, that I kind of like take some of my videos from TikTok and regenerate them into shorts for YouTube. So it's kind of like maximizing what you have to regenerate, so that it's like you're not producing more, but you're reusing what you have to regenerate it into something else, like make it usable in multiple ways. So these are the ways you can take care of yourself while still taking care of your project. Taking self-care, making work passive, reducing the menial work, things you don't need to do personally, and then creating some way for it to regenerate on its own, or regenerate in some other form. And so this is so cool. I hope you come back and let me know what this is. Give me all your insights. And I'm wishing you so much love on this journey. Hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes you can offer. Thank you always for sharing your energy with me on this channel. I love reading your messages and tapping in. And if you're drawn to any of the other cards in the pick a card section, I'll see you in those readings. And if not, I'll see you next time.